Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
Thank you so much for giving me your time again, sir.
Okay, anyhow, just my formal voice you can regard and re-verify the video and audio, then we can start the program. No issue.
Yes,
Just
sir.
after the recording, na?
Yes, sir.
Then
I have started the recording system properly.
take 3 or 4 minutes, even 5 minutes, no issue.
Yes, sir. I think this is it. And just seconds. Yeah, this is it. Yes. Good to go, sir. And if you are okay with it, let's start.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
What about my voice and everything?
Yes, sir. Everything is okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir. Hello everyone, welcome to Desi Dialogues, a webinar hosted by Stop the Desert. I am Akriti Kumari, and today we are exploring a solution that is vital for the future of our planet: regenerative agriculture. Our mission is to stop and reverse desertification, and today we have the perfect guest to understand us, help out. Joining us is Dr. S. Vallal Kannan, a professor of agronomy and an expert in water management and rice mechanization from KVK Ramanathapuram. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your nice introduction and briefing about my achievement. Really, I am delighted to convey my sincere thanks and happiness to the organization, those who are involving and promoting, also helping the farming community in creating different awareness and supporting. Really, I am happy to thank your organization, that is Stop the Desert organization, for organizing this kind of webinar or awareness. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's jump right in since we have a limited amount of time. So it's of experience. As you have seen that Indian climate has shifted a lot. So why is the transition from conventional to regenerative agriculture necessary?
Yeah, before getting to the our regenerative agriculture, I would like to uh, explain or define the climate change. It's a change happened over a longer period of time. We can compare with the 25 years or 30 years, or what kind of changes. But changes only because of our human intervention, not by nature. Our anthropogenic activities, that is, the human activities only created the climate change. But what kind of climate change is happened, how it's affect, we can have it pertaining to agriculture. Our focus only on rainfall and temperature. Then remaining maybe sea rise or the melting of ice. That is different. But pertaining to our climate change on rainfall as well as temperature is very important. Pertaining to rainfall, even that quantity has not decreased. Based on my observation, based on our data available in from Indian meteorology or pertaining to our Tamil Nadu, I can say the rainfall quantity is not decreased; it's increased. But compared with the onset and cessation of monsoon, is when the southwest monsoon starts, when in the northeast monsoon closes, that's changes it's happened. In general, delaying of the southwest monsoon, that is restrict or narrow down the cropping period, instead of 150 days or more than 160 days, that restricted to 120 days. That delaying onset, then closing well in advance. The cessation of monsoon is affecting. Then intensity, how we are, even though minimum number of rainy days, but getting higher rainfall, it has happened because of the high intensity of the rainfall. That high intensity, especially during the end period or harvesting period of the crop, that's affect. One thing that then another important thing, recently the vulnerability or extremities is more when compared to the previous years. The recent years, you can compare the intensity or extremities happening, frequency is higher. The second part. The third part, that is the temperature. But to temperature, the maximum temperature is increased. As per IPCC recommendation or direction, the level will increase 1.1 to 1.5 degree. I hope our data recorded more than that, 1.5 to 2, even the heat stress faced by the farmers as well as agriculture happened continuously. It affected. Then another extreme it is pertaining to minimum temperature. That's a minimum temperature. Nowadays, below beyond the limit. We cannot compare with other countries or something, but our Indian condition, the minimum it reach, especially arid zone, southern part of India, 18 it will come. Nowadays it will come down below that. It's a both diurnal variation. That is a difference between maximum and minimum. It's wider. Automatically, it will influence the occurrence of pest diseases. The use efficiency will decrease. How the conventional agriculture that's supported for the climate change, I have to highlight. Nowadays, continuous intensive cropping. That's intensive cropping. We focus more on external inputs. That's getting more of chemical fertilizer, then unscientific use, then improper use, balanced use of the chemical fertilizer that's supported for more of nitrous oxide as well as that methane, that carbon dioxide. The second part, we have not focused on related to the soil organic matter content buildup that needs. If you can build up the soil organic matter content, the soil it will become living one. Nowadays, we are not focusing, we are not concentrating on that, then over and exploitation of the water. Unscientific management of water management, the unscientific cultivation of paddy, that focus on methane emission. In related to agri-alid, then in animal husbandry also, if you are not giving balanced diet, the animal husbandry unit, one of the component for the methane emission. These are all the way the conventional agriculture is a main factor for the degenerative agriculture. It's not a regenerative agriculture, that is a degenerative agriculture. I want to highlight what is the meaning of regenerative agriculture. Whatever the practice, whatever the technology we are adopting, that has to support soil, plant, and environmental health. Automatically, it will help the biodiversity as well as the living people in a healthy country. That's why our focus we have to change from conventional to the regenerative agriculture. That's why nowadays we are focusing on that kind of approaches and technologies.
Yes, thanks so much for your answer. That was a fantastic breakdown of the science behind the change in the conventional and to now that we are moving towards the regenerative agriculture. So moving on to that topic only. At Stop the Desert, we view regenerative farming as a physical field. From an agronomy perspective, how does it stop land from becoming a desert?
Yes, excellent. The regenerative agriculture, what are the components involved? All technology involved as a regenerative agriculture. The first and foremost is important thing is no tillage or zero tillage or conservation agriculture is the first part. Second part, whatever the residues available are, we have to recycle it. Third part, instead of depending on the external input, we have to focus more on biological source of input for enhancing the soil health. Therefore, another important thing is cover crop or legume crop or residual crop. It has to support for the residue retention as well as soil, limiting the exposure of soil to the environment. Finally, it has to supplement or coordinate with the animal husbandry unit. That is integrated farming system is very important. These are all the components coming under regenerative agriculture. I want to highlight one or 2 points pertaining to the what are the factors, that what are the parameter or technology contributing for the regenerative agriculture. Then pertaining to our zero tillage or conservation agriculture, that's conservation agriculture mainly focusing on it's a combination with 30% of the residue retention. One thing. Then first part is minimum energy requirement for the plowing of the field or tilling of the field, then permitting the residue in the soil, then automatically that will support that this condition. How the regenerative agriculture see the desert or degenerative agriculture. It's protecting on soil microbial load because less energy requirement, then residue retention, then microbial load and activities will be enhanced. That's pertaining to our zero tillage or conservation agriculture. Similarly, then our cover crop that will supplement more of organic residue retention. Then third part, wherever we are discussing whatever the residue to be retained, for that animal component has to be included. Then chemical, instead of chemical, whatever the residue we are giving are organic supplementing to the soil or retention of organic residue into the soil, that has to be decomposed, that has to be sequestered, it has to be mineralized or stored as a carbon. That's these two parts. The microbial load is very important. That's why our biological source, it's maybe the biofertilizer, bio inoculum to be enhanced under regenerative agriculture. Automatically, it will prevent the methane emission, energy requirement minimize, then release of more of nitrous oxide will restrict, then finally that climate risk will be less under these kind of approaches. That's why regenerative agriculture is hopeful for protecting our nation, especially instead of leading to degenerative, it leading to regenerative.
Thank you for the detailed answer. I think the viewer listening us can now understand what is the science behind and what is the whole process behind regenerative agriculture and why we should focus on that. So moving on to that topic only, there's a very famous philosophy by Dr. G. Namalwar, farming with nature. So how do you think that in your years of experience, this philosophy has been taken by agricultural and in general agriculture science universities in contemporary times?
Yeah, the philosophers they are telling we have to utilize the natural resources. If you are discussing organic farming or if you are discussing natural farming, the philosopher they have highlighted these are all the component to be included as a organic farming practices as a holistic. But as an agriculture university, as agriculture science, we have to validate how it will work, how we will get the benefit, what science behind that. Whatever the technology or package we are giving to the farming community, that should be with the science base, it should have some scientific data, then scientific sequences. That's why our agriculture university nowadays focusing on organic farming, revalidating or reconfirming the effect of organic farming practices that should be developed as a technology that has to be disseminated to the farming community as a package. That's why even though the philosopher they are telling, even you can refer natural farming, one of the philosopher only explained. Then another nearby state that Palekar, then in Tamil Nadu, Nammalwar, everywhere the philosopher they are telling the existing traditional practices, existing traditional resources has to be utilized. But our role as an agriculture university, we are scientifically validating and giving as a package. These are all the things to be done. These are all the things to be avoided. That kind of support our university is focusing. That's why our TNAU is having Namalwar Organic Farming Research Center. His name only our government has started. That's Namalwar Organic Farming Research Center. They're having multiple research centers in Tamil Nadu, all over Tamil Nadu. We are location specific organic farming technology. We are validating it scientifically. Even we have started the course curriculum pertaining to the organic farming as well as natural farming. Definitely in coming generation, they have to adapt these kind of packages with the scientific validated information. That's why our focus on regenerative agriculture and also validating the existing philosophies.
Coming back to your own expertise, sir, as you are specialist in micro irrigation, why is pressurized water management the secret weapon for regenerative success in drought-prone areas like Ramanatha?
Yeah, excellent. Our degenerative agriculture focusing on soil, then water. The agriculture for agriculture production, very important. That's in Panchabhutas. Panchabhutas, the restricted only is soil and water. The remaining everything is available in nature. We cannot restrict, we cannot depend on others. But already the generative agriculture, we focus our best with the soil organic carbon has to be built up living, we can make it as a live well. But pertaining to water management or soil, especially water availability, nowadays over exploitation is increasing. If you are comparing the number of blocks under over exploitation over last 5 years, before 2020 or before 2010, the number of blocks coming under over exploitation is increasing. That it indicates that water over exploited, it's not again re-equipped, that water available in the soil. That's mainly because of our unscientific utilization. One thing. Then another thing is overutilization. Whatever the crop is required, we are not worried about the requirement. Whatever we have, that we are supplementing to the farm, field or crop. But as per regenerative agriculture, it's having the precision agriculture. Precision agriculture in the sense we have to focus where it needed, how much it's needed, how to apply, how to get more of benefit. But in this aspect, micro irrigation is excellent. Previously we focus that drip or sprinkler, even rain hose or rain gun, that is on common, and we focus. Now we little bit advanced. It is combined with IoT. It's a sensor-based irrigation. It has to sense the weather condition, sense the plant condition, then sense the stage of the water requirement. Then along with the method we are applying, the 95% of the water use efficiency, water productivity is happened. We are adapting that precise advanced irrigation system along with the sensor base. Definitely, it will reduce our water exploitation. It will maintain the water, whatever that I can say, that green water, blue water, brown water, that level will not change. We can maintain sustainably. Then another important thing, the sea water intrusion will not happen. It will become saline. Saline, the water soil will become saline. If you are pumping the water, it irrigating to the field, it will make it as a saline. For that, we have to adopt the excellent micro irrigation technologies. Then only we can maintain our productivity even under 20 years. As per scientific data, they have documented the war will come only for the water. But we can adapt that advanced irrigation system with the precise. Definitely, we can stop the war. We can save our nation.
Thank you for that last point, sir. I do believe that if we save water, we can save and avoid another another war that might happen because of that. So, based on your work at Coastal Saline Research Center, what is the specific biological process that can turn saline, unproductive land back into living soil?
The saline has happened only not only by our intervention or human activities. It's a combination of different factors. One is where the soil developed. That is called the parent material. That parent material is having more of saline are the providing chlorine, sulfate of calcium, sodium, magnesium, that will provide as a salt. First thing. Second part, how best the evaporation exceeds the precipitation. Whenever the evapotranspiration exceeds the precipitation, whatever the salinity or salt content available in the soil, that will come into the surface, then will deposit in the surface area. That will restrict the agriculture production because of the salinity accumulation. The third part, how best we can buffer the soil. We can buffer the soil, just like we are taking more of non-vegetarian. We have to buffer our stomach to enhance the digestibility. The same way, if we can add more and more of organic matter content, either maybe green manure, or second maybe the brown manure, the third maybe the residue retention. These three is important. Along with that, microbial activity has to be enhanced. Activity has to be enhanced by using the biological source. That organic carbon process has to be initiated, then sequestration to be started, then automatically salinity level will decrease. Yeah, it acts just like a mitigation practice, that adaptation practice. It's not a mitigation practice. For mitigation practices need more and more of cost involvement. If we can adapt that adaptation practice, like growing green manure, retaining residue, then avoiding over evapotranspiration, and supporting for the more of water harvesting, that will maintain the soil moisture content, it will reduce the salinity. In addition to that, we are focusing the farmers to have more of a saline tolerant variety. We are developing, we are giving to the farmers along with other agronomic practices, that is green manuring. Nowadays, cultivation of green manure is not feasible or possible under rainfall condition. That's why we are having the brown manuring practices. Along with rice, they can cultivate the green manure. That the green manure would to be withered. That it has to be retained in the soil. Automatically, it will make it as a buffer that will reduce the soil salinity. That way, we developed the technology. We achieved. Our Coastal Saline Research Center is helping the farming community without reducing the yield and getting the higher yield with the minimum cost.
Adding on to that question, many associate natural farming with old-fashioned tools, and like so, how can modern farming methods like rice maker transplanters or digital sensors can actually support regenerative goals?
Yeah, the natural farming you can read without in depth. If you are reading in depth, definitely you will get the meaning of the natural farming. If you are not reading just like a natural farming, a natural in the sense natural, do nothing. But it's not focused on do nothing. It has to have some avoiding the external or any input from the factory. That's why the philosopher rightly pointed out about the natural farming. For that another four important component in the natural farming, one is animal based thing. Second is IPM based pest and disease management. Then the third thing is Vapasa. Then fourth important thing is how to manage naturally in the existing system. Whatever the residue retention or incorporation or application of the things, it needs mechanization. It's important. Already I have highlighted about the component of regenerative agriculture. The first and foremost I have given is as a that is the zero till or no tillage. Natural farming also the minimum disturbance is recommended under natural farming. In modern agriculture also we have to focus that to be in minimum disturbance of the soil by mechanization. It is possible only by the mechanization practices. Whatever the machine we are using for the soil, mainly to develop or to provide favorable environment for this crop to be germinate, then establish and better yield. The tillage, overall tillage definition also says that it should support for the favorable soil condition for germination, establishment of the crop. Nowadays we have the tillage having the different 4 or 5 tillage methods. Olden days we have only the tillage by machine. Nowadays we have the biological tillage, chemical tillage, then fallow tillage. These are all the tillage. It's happened only by the mechanization. That has to support for the zero tilling. Especially it happened in the Indo-Gangetic plains that they have adopted conservation agriculture through zero tillage or no tillage. It spreading over to the southern part of India also we achieved based on my experience. Last 2 years under NICRA project we have adopted that zero tillage in rice fallow condition. We excellent equipped established the pulse crop with a higher yield than cotton crop. Then oilseed we achieved that mainly because of the mechanization or machine involved. Under the third part, second part, precision agriculture is involved. It has to be precisely utilized. For that mechanization in the part, not only for tillage implement, it's for seeding implement, it's for sensor based application, it's a machine for nowadays focusing on drone based application. Drone application. Pertaining to rice, we have the experience in zero tillage. In rice, in general, we used to advise for making plow the field and making puddling, then make subsurface hard pan, then allow the water to retain, then you can create anaerobic condition for the rice. Nowadays, our focus, this paddy field should have the saturated condition. Have some moisture, say have some air for the aerating the crop. That's why our TNAU has involved in zero till or unpuddled rice transplanting. If you want to transplant even without puddling, it's happened by the machine only. That's why even for regenerative agriculture or whatever the natural farming agriculture, we have to focus on mechanization part. Then only we will achieve the component or technology of the regenerative agriculture.
Thank you for explaining that in detail, sir. I believe that now we know a lot about rice mechanization and why modern tools are necessary in farming, and it's not just about going natural and not doing anything. So, this also is a problem that agriculture is facing a lot of labor shortage these days. So, in your view, what are the most effective ways to attract and engage youth in this regenerative movement?
The recently popular population estimation or census data says pertaining to agriculture, the person or the people involved in agriculture, they age above 35. The youth or rural youth or agriculture people is not retained or returned to the agriculture because they want white collar job but continuous environment without risk. Without risk. That's why they don't want to work in agriculture. If we can adapt regenerative agriculture as a precision, if you can give the sensor-based irrigation, sensor-based pest management, sensor-based drone-based management, that kind of skill-oriented training as well as skill-oriented support in modern agriculture, if we can give the rural youth, definitely they will come back to agriculture. They will solve the problem of labor shortage. One thing, another thing, for irrigating one field, it needs 20 labor or 25 labor. Not required. We can use by sensor-based irrigation. Even if I am sitting in office, I can operate my field irrigation through mobile phone. That kind of technology is improved. That automatically the mechanization or modernization will reduce the labor requirement. The olden days, plowing, farming, beds and channel, and everything, it needs more of machine laborers. But now we have the machine. That one machine can operate for 3 or 4 operations simultaneously. Or the same machine can be operated for 3 or 4 purpose. That will save the energy. Definitely, the mechanization only possible to overcome the labor shortage. But mechanization, it should be by involving the rural youth for central and state government promoting different kind of training, skill-oriented training as well as scheme for the rural youth to retain. That's why the scheme is called ARIA, attracting rural youth in agriculture. That's a successful technology. Most of the district we are implementing the ARIA project, retaining and empowering their economic aspect as well as employment opportunity for the rural youth. Definitely both the demand, the rural youth demand for employment and income also solved, our labor shortage also solved in the agriculture system.
So when you're talking about the area project by the government regarding retaining the rural youth into agriculture, is there any new policy that you would like to introduce to for agricultural science and for promoting regenerative agriculture in general if you were to become a powerful person in the government the other day?
No, I am not a powerful person. Our policy makers having the powerful decision on that. Already, I have gone through the our agriculture policy. The every policy included even seed policy or organic content policy. That policy related, they are linking to the regenerative agriculture only. No need to revise or correct or revise. Or we can say this is being recorded.
Yes, sir.
I think our I hope
Yes.
my videos.
No,
I
yes, sir,
hope my
your video is
video.
clear. I think our connection got lost right now.
No. I'm asking you whether my video is visible.
Yes, your video is visible. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Our AI is very smart when compared to our people. But as per schedule, having more than 9 minutes for recording completing
Yes, sir,
that
that is what I
our
just
purpose.
thought. And we have a lot of time then why this happened, but yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So sorry about this, but yeah, let's moving back to our question. So just share a specific instance where you saw a farmer's land transform from a desert state back into a productive, thriving ecosystem.
Yeah, but in Tamil Nadu, we can say out of 32 districts. Every year we are increasing the number of districts, but out of 32 districts, 3 or 4 is coming under drought-prone area or aspirational district or rainfed agriculture, having low productivity, low cropping intensity, and everything. But I would like to give 2 examples that just like a desert or unproductive land, we're not having any water. They developed this the excellent plantation area having high water use efficiency. One farm is located in Ettivayal in Ramanathapuram block of Ramanathapuram district. Another important thing is our district that from Agal farm, it's located in Kamadi block in Ramanathapuram district. These two the exemplary for the innovative approaches, how best we can harvest the water, how effectively we can utilize. The ATVL initiative, they have more than 9 farm ponds. They just like they can irrigate entire farm by using the harvested water, but they are not utilizing. They are making for animal. He is maintaining traditional animal, then having more than 200 animals. Natural farming practices, there's some mulching practices. Wherever he needs, that he is adapting drip irrigation, minimum micro irrigation, micro sprinkler in somewhere. Then vermicompost production, organically he is cultivating. He is earning with a continuous chain of activities: production, marketing at town, then value adding in the processing unit, and supplying to the other district. He is earning. I cannot. I want to. I'm not telling his income because everyone they will reach. They will. But it acts as a training center. If anyone want to develop to become a excellent innovative agriculture, they have to visit Dharani farms. You can type it in the website. You will get the details of the Dharani farm. Then another second most important, our Punjabi friends from Punjab. It's they have the high surplus water having area, but they developed horticulture crop with less water requirement crop, that crop suitable for arid, not only for arid, that meet the local demand, having high value for the marketability. They have the mango, amla, sapota, even coconut. Some of the area they are going for dragon fruit. All arid fruit they achieved more than 250 acres. They have developed uh, from dry land to unproductive land, become a highly horticulture valuable product. These two, that Saval farm, you can type in the website, you will get the detail. These two is a exemplary. It's not happened before 1995. It's happened recent years. Every stress or limitation, one side it's arising through climate change. Another innovation, another adaptation is increasing in another way. Definitely, we will balance the nature. Definitely, our people is these two. I can say anywhere as a exemplary, as an innovative approach by the farmers. I am happy to become a part of as a consultant. I used to visit. I used to give some what are the scientifically it has to be validated. I am happy to these two achievements in our district.
Thank you for explaining that too, sir. To achievements will lead to a lot more achievements in the future if people do follow all the steps of regenerative farming and more on, and adding on to more on to that process of regenerative farming and protecting our soil in general. So sir, on to my last question is, if a smallholder farmer is watching this video, then what if they want to turn to regenerative farming, then how will the first few years of transition will look like for them?
Yeah, the small and marginal farmers, they have not spoiled their soil. I want to highlight here, they have not spoiled their soil. They have adapted less nutrient requirement, less water requirement crop. Because their economic status, they have adapted only that they maintaining the pollution level when compared to the high intensity cropping area, the farm maintained by the high economic people. It's very minimum. Then in the small and marginal farmers, definitely they have the component of animal husbandry. They used to have the residues, they used to have the waste, they are supplementing to the organic field. Then under organic agriculture, you should not apply or should not uh, supply anything from externally. It has to be produced within the farm itself. That case, the farmers, they have the animal husbandry unit, they can make the vermicompost, Panchagavya, Jivamrita, Kanajivamrita, whatever, through their application, they can maintain the soil, they can get the employment, they can produce more high value crop with less cost. That in regenerative agriculture or our organic agriculture will not suppress or limit the our small and marginal farmers. Definitely, that kind of approach is important. Then only the small and marginal farmers will retain in the agriculture. Otherwise, they will sell the land. They will go back to some other business. Definitely, our recent technology that supporting for small and marginal farmers, they will support for our nation.
Hopefully that motivates all the smallholder farmers watching this video, and everybody turns to regenerative agriculture and protecting our soil as much as I can, as much as everybody can. Thank you so much, sir, for your time today and for all your expertise and for all the amazing answers and all the information that you gave us. Thank you so much for today, sir.
Again, I am happy to thank the organization for organizing this kind of awareness. The people, those who are watching, are to in coming days, definitely they will go through website or internet. They will get the information. They can approach me whatever they want to get advisory or any clarification. They can approach me to get the clarification. Definitely, our agriculture university will support for the empowerment nation. Every time any changes it's happened, the changes only happen in the science, not in history. History we cannot change. The science will happen to be always changeable. Our university is changing based on the changing condition. Definitely we will help the farming community, help the farm, our nation, help the our associative associations, organizations. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. On that strong note, thank you everyone for listening to us today, and thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.